Greetings and hello from beautiful Miami, Florida. Wow, what a day, what an afternoon. Who would have thought a week ago that we'd be here today for this very special press conference? My name to happen, the very first face-off is about to go down. Let's bring back Jake Paul and Anthony Joshua right here and now for this inaugural face-off of an 8-round heavyweight battle that is going down December 19th, live and exclusively on Netflix. The unimaginable, the unthinkable. Who would have thought just a week ago we'd be looking at this? Two-time former unified heavyweight world champion, 2012 Olympic gold medalist, Anthony Joshua against the man who dares to dream bigger than them all, the one and only Jake Paul.
Yes, sir.
December 19th, Miami, Florida.
I'm doing something that no one else has ever done before. I, Jake Joseph Paul, will knock out, defeat, and embarrass Anthony Joshua Friday, December 19th, live on Netflix. I saw one name that stood out. Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua. That's gotta be it, Bernard! Fire up the jet! I'm going back to training camp! I'm fighting Anthony Joshua!
Jake Paul has come out swinging at every critic, blasting Anthony Joshua as a manufactured fraud. The problem child says this is the moment that will define his entire legacy. The night he shuts every mouth that ever doubted him. Jake doubled down, stating he is walking into the danger zone with zero hesitation and full confidence. He believes he is going to shock the world by dropping Joshua in the middle of the ring. With USA vs UK hype at its peak, Jake insists he is entering this fight with total conviction that he will leave with the biggest statement win of his career.
Fight of my career. I'm walking into the lion's den. I'm doing something that no one else has ever done before. I, Jake Joseph Paul, will knock out, defeat, and embarrass Anthony Joshua Friday, December 19th, live on Netflix. My voice cracked, I'm still going through puberty. The biggest fight of 2025, USA versus UK. He's got the belts, the size, the history, but I have the balls. Be careful what you wish for. Jake versus Joshua, Judgment Day. He has a 90% knockout ratio, but I have 100%.
After Jake Paul showed supreme confidence and preparation for a knockout, Sonnen suggested that while Joshua has trained hard, this matchup may feel almost casual for him. Sonnen compared it to a showcase fight, one where the more experienced athlete experiments, moves freely, and enjoys the moment without being under real threat. Jake is fired up and ready, but Sonnen believes Joshua may not feel the same level of pressure.
Where when you got through it, like coming into the front side, I'm sure Anthony Joshua trained plenty hard for it. But coming out the back, he probably realized I didn't need to train for that at all. That was fun. That was a good time. I got to hear him call my names. I got to go out there. I got to be light on my feet. I got to lay on these combinations and then cut an interview and pump my hands over my shoulders like I accomplished something. What dreams are made of. And so Joshua did play those fights. It was with Francis, and this is a completely different kind of that type of fight, but it's still that fight.
Sonnen also emphasized that Jake can still earn respect without winning, surviving early rounds, battling back from adversity, or getting up after knockdowns would be major achievements. Even making it past rounds 1 and 2 could be considered a victory for Jake in the eyes of many. Every second of this fight matters, not just for Jake's boxing credibility.
Paul has abilities to win this fight. A lot of them involved moral victories. A lot of them involved getting out of the first round. And a lot of them would involve getting out of the first 2 rounds and haven't been knocked down yet. One would be getting out of the 3rd round, you've only been on the canvas once, and you got up to your feet, you shook it off, and you're ready to keep going. Like, these things are all victories, but the fight that it's going to happen, I think it's a big deal for Jake Paul. I think it's a big deal for everybody involved. I think it's a big deal that Francis looks at that fight and realizes, oh.
But also for the massive business opportunity behind the event. Still, Sonnen made one prediction very clear: when real punches start landing, Joshua's size, power, and experience are likely to take over. Exhibition clauses won't matter once adrenaline hits. Joshua's heavyweight strength is overwhelming. and Sonnen expects the fight to lean heavily in his direction.
Make dollars, they make sense. That's his business. This was his opportunity that he missed out on. And now Joshua's gonna have a lot of fun. And overall, I see the fight being one-sided. And people keep saying, well, slow down, wait till you hear what all of the rules under exhibition clause mean. As long as they're throwing punches at one another, full speed, I don't need to know what the rest of those bylaws say to tell you it's likely a one-sided.
Jake might gain exposure and valuable rounds, but Joshua's physical dominance remains the biggest obstacle in the ring. Building on Sonnen's analysis, Tony Jeff highlighted that even Jake's biggest critics must respect his courage. Jake could have chosen safer, easier opponents and still made millions. Instead, he is stepping in with one of the most dangerous modern heavyweights on the biggest stage possible. That decision alone shows rare determination and a level of ambition far beyond most crossover fighters. Jeff also noted that Joshua's recent career brings an element of unpredictability.
Can't stand Jake Paul because there's so many people out there who can't stand Jake Paul. You've got to have a little bit of respect for him right now, right? Because, you know, even though you'll be getting like $50 million and you might think, well, I would get in the ring with Anthony Joshua for $50 million. The differences between you and me and Jake Paul is he doesn't have to get in the ring with Anthony Joshua for $50 million. He's got $50 million. So for him to do this, get on the biggest stage in the world, which is Netflix, and fight a 2-time heavyweight world champion, you've got to have a big giant.
Jeffrey's point: he has fought less frequently, and his past 2 bouts included a loss and a win over opponents who were not elite, raising questions about his sharpness. Still, Joshua's experience, championship resume, and high-level IQ give him a major advantage. For Jake to succeed, he must show the absolute best version of himself, something he has never had to produce before. Jeff praised Paul's fearless attitude but warned that the road ahead is brutally difficult. Joshua's strength, technical mastery, and world-class history make a Jake Paul knockout victory extremely unlikely. But this
6 years old, he's past it. No, mate. Alexander Usyk, who's the world heavyweight champion now, probably the pound-for-pound best fighter in the world at heavyweight, is 38 years old. If you look at history over time, a lot of heavyweights seem to prime as they get older. Now, a problem for Anthony Joshua is his activity. He's only fought twice in 2 years, and one of them, he got knocked out of Daniel Dubois. That was his last fight, and a lot of people say you can only judge a fighter's quality from their last fight. And then the fight before that was a win, but it was a win against Francis Ngannou. Francis Ngannou, if you know, he was the UFC heavyweight who not fight by knockout. You would think I'm absolutely crazy, right? But the thing is, it can happen. 10-ounce gloves, heavyweight, Jake Paul can punch hard. But do I think that's going to happen? Absolutely not, mate. Anthony Joshua is an absolute beast, an unbelievable, highly skilled, highly trained, highly experienced professional boxer with power in both hands, and he's really good at finishing people off. And even though I really take my hat off for Jake Paul for taking this fight, I didn't really want to take it because of what's going to happen in the result of this fight, and I want to keep on this Jake Paul train. I think.
Will he try and get the fans somewhat of a show? Or will he just go in there with mean intentions to rid boxing of what he probably sees as somewhat of a circus show? Saying that, he did box Francis Ngannou. Saying that, Francis Ngannou is probably a harder fight than Jake.
This is exactly what makes the matchup fascinating. The danger and risk dramatically raise the stakes. Win or lose, Jake's profile will rise simply from daring to take the challenge. With modified rules, weight discussions, and massive payouts, both men walk into the ring carrying huge pressure and massive opportunity. Fans are guaranteed high-energy drama, skill, and intensity from the opening bell. This isn't just a boxing match, it's a crossroads of ambition, legacy, and worlds colliding. Whatever happens, the showdown has the potential to reshape careers and leave a lasting mark on the sport.